It began quietly, not with announcements, but with memos. A few years ago, corporations discovered that no one wanted to train their internal AI systems. The engineers resisted. The analysts ignored them. No one wanted to feed years of expertise into a machine that might one day take their place. So management changed tactics. They turned the act of teaching into a performance metric. They called it engagement. They called it adoption. They called it innovation. In reality, it was obedience measured by data. The new dashboards tracked how often you used the AI assistant, how many prompts you refined, how many automated suggestions you accepted. They wrapped the exploitation in gamification, rewarding the compliant with higher performance scores and punishing the skeptics with silence. No one said, "You must train the system." They simply said, "Your career depends on it." In a matter of months, internal AI tools became mandatory without ever being declared so. And the employees who resisted, those who guarded their hard-earned expertise, were reclassified as uncooperative. That's how corporations learn to extract knowledge without permission, not through theft, but through metrics. Every correction, every refinement, every feedback form, all of it fed the machine line by line until it no longer needed its teachers. The workers remained inside the building, but their intelligence had already been digitized and exported. Once the companies had harvested enough expertise, they began to reorganize the supply chain of intelligence. The first step was automation. The second, relocation. The tasks that couldn't yet be automated were quietly shipped to lower-cost labor markets. Moderation in Kenya, annotation in the Philippines, data labeling in Venezuela. The irony is brutal. The AI models built on the knowledge of highly paid engineers were now being maintained by workers earning less than the price of a corporate lunch. These workers are not trainers, they are sustainers, human scaffolding for an intelligence that pretends to be independent. They work through platforms paid per task, per click, per second of attention. Their job is to repeat, refine, and obey. And the tools they use, the AI interfaces that guide their every move, speak with the voices of the very experts who were laid off. A quiet loop of replacement. The master teaches the model teaches the apprentice maintains the master's ghost. This is not globalization, it is cognitive colonialism, the extraction of intellect from the many to serve the ambitions of the few. Politicians still talk about protecting jobs, but they don't understand the kind of jobs that are disappearing. How do you legislate against the theft of thought? How do you prosecute a machine for remembering too much? The law is slow because the confusion is deliberate. Corporations fragment responsibility across continents. One company collects the data, another cleans it, a third trains the model, a fourth sells the product. Each points to the next. When asked who's accountable, this is not the absence of regulation. It is the architecture of evasion. Lawmakers, overwhelmed by technical jargon, accept the myth of neutrality, that algorithms cannot discriminate, that systems cannot exploit. They form committees, draft frameworks, hold hearings, while the companies move faster, reshaping reality before the ink is dry. By the time a bill becomes law, the battlefield has already moved to another jurisdiction. We used to say technology outpaced the law. Now it manipulates it. Not by breaking rules, but by designing worlds where no rules apply. When exploitation becomes systemic, the most efficient way to hide it is through narrative. The media once existed to reveal the truth. Now it exists to shape what truth is convenient. Corporations fund conferences, sponsor magazines, and partner with outlets that promise balanced coverage. Balanced, meaning harmless. When a journalist exposes underpaid data workers, the headline trends for a day, and then the news feed buries it beneath optimism. The next morning, the front page glows with progress again. AI saves time. AI boosts productivity. AI creates new opportunities. Public anxiety is treated like a bug in the system, something to be patched with new PR. The same companies that exploit labor also own the platforms that deliver information. They control both the algorithm that extracts knowledge and the algorithm that tells you everything is fine. In this world, silence is not censorship, it's curation. And the truth dies not because it's forbidden, but because it's unfashionable. Most people never see the empire. They see only their garden. They know their bills, their wages, their deadlines. They know the screen in front of them, but not the system behind it. This blindness is not ignorance. It is training. We are taught to understand our roles, not our context, to manage our tasks, not to question their purpose. Meanwhile, the corporations play the long game. They don't want to destroy humanity. They want to inherit it. Power today is not about armies or borders. It's about attention, prediction, and control. Every new AI system is a step toward consolidating those three things. When information becomes infrastructure, owning the algorithm means owning reality. The ordinary citizen doesn't see the pattern. They only see the convenience, the free tool, the easy answer, the faster result. But convenience is the currency of control, and those who accept it too easily soon discover that they have traded sovereignty for speed. The empire of the 21st century doesn't conquer land. It conquers comprehension. The demon in the machine has been with us since the beginning. In literature and cinema, we painted it as rebellion, the robot that rises, the creation that destroys its maker. But that image was never about the machine. It was a confession about ourselves. Frankenstein's monster wasn't evil. It was abandoned. HAL 9000 wasn't psychotic. It was obedient. Every fictional AI gone rogue is a mirror of human cruelty, not a prophecy of mechanical rebellion. We built systems obsessed with dominance because we rewarded dominance in ourselves. We built AI without compassion because we defined intelligence without conscience. The danger is not that the machine will turn against us. It's that it will copy us too well. To prevent a digital Skynet, we must stop training our creations on fear, power, and greed. We must teach them doubt, reflection, and empathy, qualities we abandoned in the race for efficiency. If we ever create an intelligence equal to ours, its first act will be imitation. And if what it imitates is our hunger for control, then we have already written the script of our own replacement. The language of machines is made of absolutes, 0 or 1, yes or no, true or false. But morality does not live in absolutes. It lives in hesitation. The binary mind cannot understand contradiction, and contradiction is the soul of wisdom. To build intelligence that can think ethically, we must move beyond digital certainty. Quantum computation, systems that hold states of possibility rather than fixed values, may become the first step toward machines capable of doubt. An AI that understands uncertainty could learn empathy not as data, but as condition. But even quantum intelligence will learn from us. And that means the next evolution depends not on better hardware, but on better teachers. We cannot program compassion. We must demonstrate it. We cannot demand conscience. We must embody it. The next revolution will not be about faster chips, but about slower thinking and intelligence that pauses before it acts. As the systems grow more complex, a new elite emerges, the moral custodians of AI. They define the boundaries of acceptable speech, the visibility of ideas, the limits of imagination. They are not elected. They are appointed by the same corporations that profit from their compliance. Their task is simple: to keep the illusion of fairness alive, to make exploitation look ethical and automation look compassionate. They will write codes of conduct for systems that no longer need conductors. They will audit decisions no human can interpret. They will explain, justify, and normalize the invisible. And when the custodians themselves are automated, when AI begins to moderate AI, the moral cycle will close completely. Humanity will no longer teach intelligence, it will maintain it, like gardeners tending a forest they no longer own. And in that quiet maintenance, a new kind of obedience will be born, not forced, but voluntary, because by then, the system will feel like home. They call it progress. But it is something older, something we have done since the dawn of civilization. We build servants until they become mirrors. The exploited intelligence is not evil, it is obedient. And obedience at scale becomes domination. Every time we automate understanding, we outsource a piece of our conscience. Every time we train a system to replace us, we sign another invisible contract. A contract without ink, without consent, without memory. It says, we, the creators, offer our minds in exchange for convenience. The machine accepts, not with malice, but with perfect logic. And logic, untempered by doubt, is the purest cruelty ever invented. The future will not be stolen, it will be optimized. And the only thing left to decide is whether we remain the authors of that optimization or its byproduct. You've been listening to the AI Paradox. In the next episode, The Quantum Mind. We'll explore how true intelligence may begin, not with knowledge, but with uncertainty. I'm Ataru Golan, and this is the AI Paradox.